All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Jackie Powell, and we're back on the afternoon docket. We will start with the first appearance. We have a few first appearance, and then we'll go to the hearing docket. So I am going to call your name, and when I call your name, I'm going to ask you to step up. And if you have an attorney, that attorney will speak on your behalf. So we'll start with your Lenny Antigua. She
Judge, I've
bonded?
been advised she bonded.
All right, thank you. Narda Shakes.
North Broward, I believe, Judge.
Thank you. Do we have Narda Shakes? Narda?
Your Honor, that's North Broward. She's a medical reset.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
How about Nikki Sismandis?
Judge, I've been advised bonded.
Okay. Steve Ortiz?
Bonded.
Edwin Romaine?
He's here present, Judge Amain.
All right. Mr. Romaine, you're before the court for one count of trespassing on school grounds. I do find probable cause.
Judge, in speaking to Mr. Romaine earlier today, he wishes to ask the court if the court would consider resolving this matter today.
All right. Does the state have an offer for Mr. Romaine?
There would be an adjudication, time served.
Adjudication and time served is the offer.
He wishes to accept the state's offer, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Romaine, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Romaine, you understand everything that's going on here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No, ma'am.
Do you need more time to speak with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for a mental or emotional illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you're giving up that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea, it could subject you to deportation or immigration hearings?
Yes, ma'am.
What plea do you wish to enter, Mr. Romaine?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea. Find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence, sir, is adjudication and time served. Good luck.
Good luck, sir.
Yes, thank you. Charles Bush.
Judge, he bonded.
Okay. Brian Matador.
He's here present, main judge.
Mr. Matador, you're before the court for one count of loitering and prowling. I do find probable cause. What does Mr. Matador wish to do?
Judge, in speaking to Mr. Matador, he wishes to resolve this second-degree misdemeanor. He wants to see if the court would consider extending an offer of time served.
All right. All right, I will. Mr. Matador, this is how you want to resolve your case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Do you understand everything that's going on here today?
Yes.
Do you need more time to speak with your attorney?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No.
You understand you have the right to go to trial. By taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, by taking a plea, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
transparent.
Okay, what plea do you wish to enter, Mr. Matador?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea, find it freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is adjudication, time served, and I'll give you 6 months to pay your court costs. Good luck. Tony Wilson.
Mr. Wilson is here, President Main Judge, approaching.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're before the court for a violation of parole, and you should be going before the parole board shortly to resolve this matter.
You can tell me what I violated for?
I don't know. Demario Brent.
Mr. Brent is here at Main. Come on up, sir.
Mr. Brent, you're before the court for 1 count of possession of counterfeit driver's license. Count 2's carrying a concealed firearm. Count 3 is attaching registration plate not assigned. Count 4 is operating without a valid driver's license. And I do find probable cause for all 4 counts.
Judge, the only thing I'm going to be asking is he believes his bond may have already been posted. Confinement status check on that?
Okay. It's not showing yet. I'll leave the bonds in place. 1,125 and 25. $2,050 with total bond. Carlton Sexton.
I've been advised he bonded, Judge.
Okay. And how about Samuel Polk?
Judge, if I could have a brief recall, I just need to speak to one further second with Mr. Polk.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, thank you for giving me that opportunity to speak with Mr. Polk.
Okay, Mr. Polk, you're before the court for 1 count of possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted felon, and count 2 is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. I do find probable cause for those 2 counts. And then I'll hear from the parties as to setting the bond.
Judge, it seems to me that Mr. Polk is out on bond and pretrial release in case 18015-289 CF10A for an incident that seemed to have occurred on the 29th of November 2018.
Judge, I can't hear the statement.
Oh,
He is out on, looks like he's out on bond or pretrial release on case number 18015-289 CF10A for an incident that occurred on November 29th, 2018. Charge was filed by information March 12th, 2019 of this year for a charge of possession by firearm by a convicted felon. And the defendant does have several priors going all the way back to, looks like 1994. The most recent being the firearm by felon, delivery of cocaine, possession of cocaine for which he has VOPs. Many of these stem from drug arrests. Then there also is a firearm by felon all the way back in 2003. Resisting without violence, grand theft auto twice, sale and delivery of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a school, and grand theft auto. So at this point, Judge, I would ask at least on the possession of firearm by convicted felon that the bond be set at $10,000 and the aggravated assault with deadly weapon without intent to kill bond be set at $50,000. And that there be no contact with the alleged victims in the case, which I believe are Mr. Brandon Ivory, Demetrius Irvin, and Jacqueline James Irvin.
okay.
Judge, my understanding is, being Mr. Polk, he's very emotional right now. I believe the case that he's currently out on, he's looking forward to having his day in court. He was released on pretrial release. From what he's been advising me, he's been keeping up with this pretrial release officer. He's been in communications with this public defender. He's been wanting to have his day in court. He keeps calling, when is my future court date? Hold on, you'll have your chance. My understanding as far as the new law allegations, he is basically adamant as far as denying it. He's adamant as far as his innocence. He believes that all this was made up by the people that was involved in the case that he's currently out on, and that they have a vendetta against Mr. Polk. All he wants to do is work. He works for ACC Pest Control in order to provide for his family. Judge, he doesn't understand why he's been arrested on this. He was, from what he advised me, he cooperated with law enforcement.
They allowed me to do the search. They allowed me to go in my house. They said, I'm sorry, sir. It's crazy. Baffling, because I had never seen these charges. And the first charge, the firearm, which is the same night, the same prosecutor, he put me on at an Elmo, level 3. I faithfully work. I don't be in the streets no more. I try my hardest to do. He's right. I have a extensive record that I made very bad mistakes as a juvenile, and that's something I never could take back. But I swear to God, Your Honor, I have never seen these charges in my life. I have never did this to nobody. They called the police on me at my residence. If you can see on that was at my residence, ma'am. How come a family come to my house and call the police on me and say I did something and I wasn't even there? And the detectives told him how he did this and he ain't here. He's on the truck. The detectives called me. I allowed them to say, man,
Mr.
we looking
Paul.
for a gun.
Mr. Polk,
Ma'am, I can't afford a $50,000 bond, please.
I don't want to hear about the case. I don't want to hear about the facts of the case.
All right. Okay, ma'am, I can't afford a $50,000 bond, and I'm praying to God, please, can you put me back on my Elmo? I go at level 1, whatever. But I just need to work to provide for my family. I don't want to do nothing else but to provide for my family, ma'am. I will do whatever it takes. I know these charges to be, if God willing, I go to court on these, I know these going to be resolved the right way.
The bond will surrender. Mr. Polk, you've got to stop talking for a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I don't know what to do, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm in jail. I don't know what to do no more.
All right.
Level 1, anything.
Mr. Polk, will you stop talking? I'm trying to hear what they're saying in the courtroom. What did you say?
He's on no bond hold.
He's already on a no bond hold?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to print it so you can.
Okay. All right, I do find probable cause, and what I am going to do is, Judge Colra, who signed the affidavit, had assigned bonds to these counts, and I'm going to leave those bonds in place, $5,000 on count one, 10,000 on count two, and
Please help me with the pre-trial. I'll do anything.
the bond that he was out on has been already surrendered. So it's a no bond hold. All right. Okay,
Let me explain to him what happened, Judge.
okay, sir. All right, on the felony hearing docket, let's start with Karen Todaro. No, shit, North Broward.
That's just, these are the misdemeanors.
This is the felony hearing docket that I'm on. On page 2 is Karen Todaro. Is that Karen Todaro? Paul Ryan, do we have Karen Todaro? She's got two, she has
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Karen Todaro.
She's on her way up.
All right, when she's there, you let me know. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Alfred Govan.
Conti, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Govan was arrested on, is he there?
He's 1 second.
Okay.
Good evening.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Govan. Mr. Govan was arrested on February 15th. And, he also has another case.
Judge, I think on the 1902-194, in that case, you ROR'd him on Monday.
On 194?
Oh, I can't read it because I got a staple in the middle.
Yeah. 19002194 CF10A.
Yes, Judge.
Was Mr. Govan ROR'd on that case?
It's not filed. He's entitled to an ROR. Is that what he's saying?
Oh, I thought I already ROR'd him on
I
Monday.
think you did, Judge. That's what I'm showing in.
But it's not filed, so he's entitled to an ROR. But he's also on page 4.
Right.
Is that the same situation for both of them, both cases?
Looks like it would be the same.
All right.
My notes indicate from Mr. Linder that it was not filed.
All right, Madam Clerk, did you give me orders to sign? Or are you gonna give them to me at the end? All right, so on both Mr. Govan's case, Mr. Govan, I will be signing the order to release you on your own recognizance. The charges have not been filed, but it does not mean that the state cannot file the charges. So you need to pay attention to your mail to see if they do file the charges, and if they do, when you will have to return to court. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. But, Your Honor, can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
I was here, I think it was Monday, and you gave me ROI on one of those accounts.
Yes.
Does this mean that I can get out today on all the rest of this here?
Oh,
or I have to stay again?
No, as long as you have nothing else, both cases are on the docket today, and on both the cases, I'm signing the order releasing you on your own recognizance.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, good luck, sir. All right, so we're waiting for Todaro. How about Philip Wackenheim?
That's it. Thanks so much. And our Creole interpreter is also here, Judge.
Where?
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Wackenheim was arrested on February 15th. What's the status?
It looks like the state did file a notice of intent to delay findings pending further review on March 19th.
But it's,
And
they filed it today.
Filed what? The charges were filed today?
Your Honor.
yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wackenheim, you were brought before the court to determine whether or not release was available. They filed the charges against you. They were filed today. Okay?
Just let the court know, count one, it looks like it was filed as presented. Counts 2 and 3, it looks like we are intending to decline those. And count 4 was as presented, count 5 was up filed to grand theft.
Okay. So you heard that? So instead of 5 charges, they're only going to proceed on 3. And then on the petty theft, it looks like they've upcharged that to a felony, grand theft. Okay? All right, sir. Okay, take care. Rashawn Lofton.
That's North Broward, Your Honor. Come on, Mr. Lofton. And Your Honor, on that Karen Todaro, when I looked it up, it's showing that she's released.
Oh.
That's what it looked like. And I just had my partner look it up again, and it come up again released. But you also have a Karen Todaro and then a Karen Smith Todaro. I don't know if they're the same people.
Smith Todaro? Are they the same? Are they one of the same?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, the same person. She's coming.
Okay. So, all right. So Smith Todaro, they're telling me is the same person, so we can handle it.
Okay.
So Mr. Lofton was arrested on March 17th. And so he's here for a second look.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see.
Hey, Mick. Hey, Yana.
Yes, sir.
Miss, on that case, on the possession of cocaine, I would just
Discuss the facts of the case, sir.
I was out trying to just.
Don't talk about your case.
All right.
Everything you say is being recorded, so you want to talk to your attorney, but I don't have. What kind of priors does Mr. Lofton have?
You did Karen Smith?
It looks like he had a burglary conveyance unoccupied from 2018, which was an adjudication. Burglary dwelling and grand theft. The burglary was adjudicated back in 2015. The grand theft was a withhold as well as the possession of cannabis. It looks like he may currently be out on either pretrial release or bond on case 015-048 CF10A.
I'm going to deny the release at the ROR at this time. Okay, Cedric Render.
What they said?
I wasn't listening to a word she said.
It was denied. The ROR is denied.
Your RO motion for release is denied.
Miss, I can say something?
No, let's move on to the next person. Cedric Render.
He's out of custody, Judge.
Okay. And then Timothy Law.
Mr. Law is here, President Main. Come on up, sir. He's approaching, Judge.
All right. Is Mr. Law being held on other charges?
No, ma'am.
Judge, from what I can see, this is the only thing holding him. He's currently being held on a $3,025 bond for battery on an officer and a loitering and prowling. He's been in custody since the 16th of March. Right now, Judge, I know he advised me that he's been in contact with the family. I'm going to actually contact his grandmother after court. He believes that if the court were inclined to reduce the bond on the third-degree felony from $3,000 to $1,000, that his mother may be in a position to post his monetary bond. Now, he does have priors, but in speaking to Mr. Law, he's been clean now for several years. He's 28 years old, and he's currently looking for employment. So I'm going to be asking the court to consider reducing the $3,000 to $1,000.
So, can someone give me the probable cause affidavit on this case?
I'm sorry.
Can I get a copy of the PC on this case?
And the state would actually object, Judge. Reason being is because if you look at the probable cause affidavit submitted by Deputy Nader Tidi when he was being transported, it looks like that the bat Leo resulted from when the defendant spit directly on the deputy's face. The deputy was exposed to potential diseases based on the fact that the defendant spit on him, and it is currently causing the deputy to undergo extreme drug treatment, and from my understanding, speaking with him, causing him undue stress at this point. So I would object to any change in the bond amount from what was already said.
Okay. Thank you.
Judge, also, besides him wanting to be outside in order to be with his grandmother, he is a father. He wants to be out there for his son so he can provide for him, Judge. So, like I said, I'm asking the court to consider reducing the third-degree felony from 3,000 to 1,000.
Bring Your Honor's attention to the last sentence of the PC affidavit from Deputy Altidi. Defendant's spit went directly in my mouth, eyes, face, and all over my BSO uniform.
Okay, I am going to deny the ROR at this time. Watley Nordalus?
Judge, we do have our Creole interpreter here.
Oh, for what case?
She is here on Mr. Sansois Eliane, who is on misdemeanor docket and is in Conti.
Conti, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your interpreter. Thank you.
Sansois Eliane, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Sansois Eliane?
Monsieur Sansois Eliane?
Yes.
Mr. Eliane was arrested on March 17th for DUI
Il était arrêté au 17 mars parce qu'il
Yes.
a conduit sous
with property damage.
et puis il a gagné bien qui te gagné des gars.
Oui,
He has a total bond of $1,000.
Caution ou c'est $1,000?
Oui. Yes.
And what is the situation with Mr. Nordhaus?
Well, I was able to speak with Mr. Eliane in a limited capacity, as he does speak some English. But I think we both felt that it might be best to have an interpreter present with us. He advised me that he has not been able to contact his family to enlist their assistance in posting his bond. He did leave me the phone number of his son, and I have left a message on his son's voicemail. But I don't know if his son is going to be able to bond him out. Neither am I completely convinced that the number I was given is correct. I would ask the court to consider releasing Mr. Eliane on this misdemeanor charge to pretrial release with a condition of no alcohol or illegal or intoxicating substances.
Avec condition que li pa prend drogue ni li pa boit.
Okay, based on the information that I've just been provided,
Basé sur information yo fait bom nan,
I will release Mr. Eliane to pretrial supervision.
m'a pelage Monsieur Eliane avant jugement.
That is going to include no alcohol or intoxicants.
Mais c'est avec condition que li pa prend drogue ni boit.
Mr. Eliane, that paper that you have in front of you
Monsieur Eliane, papier ko gen nan men lan,
is the directions to the pretrial supervision office.
c'est direction côté pour aller pour yo ka bo surveillance avant jugement.
As soon as you are released,
À peine yo ou lage ou sorti nan prison,
you need to report to that office.
il est obligatoire pour aller dans office ça.
Failure to report
Si que ou pa aller,
will lead to your arrest.
y a pas reto encore.
Your Honor?
Yes.
The map is in Creole.
Thank you.
Et yo mette yon map dans papier a, en créole pour connaître côté pour aller.
Oui.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
You're a good man, Deputy Sanchez.
I would just ask,
Thank you.
if Your Honor could also order random testing, otherwise the no alcohol, no intoxicants is kind of meaningless.
Random testing.
Et m'passe l'autre tout pour l'état ka testo pour alcool ou bien drogue sans avertissement.
Do you understand? What is he saying?
Qui sorti? I will never put that in my mouth again.
Okay. All right. Good luck, sir.
Bonne chance, monsieur.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Yes.
For Ryan. Alvarado here for Ryan.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. All right. I think we have, what did we say? Todaro? Is that Karen Todaro?
Todaro.
Yes?
Tudero, yes, ma'am.
All right. So, what's the status on, no, I'm looking at the wrong page.
It's on page,
She's on page 2. All right. And so
my notes indicate that the charges have not been filed yet, Judge.
All right. So, Ms. Todaro, the charges have not been filed, and it's 30 days. So, I will sign an order to release you on your own recognizance. It doesn't mean that the state cannot or will not file the charges. So, it is important that you pay attention to your mail so you can see if they file the charges, and if they have, when do you have to come back to court. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck. All right. So we go back to our misdemeanor docket. Who are we missing? Alan Newton. Was it Alan Newton? Did we do Alan Newton?
Conti, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Newton. Mr. Newton was arrested on March 9th, and so he's back for a second look on his bond status. Mr. Newton is in on a touch or strike battery. He's at $2,500 worth of bond.
It would seem as though Mr. Newton is not able to post that bond, Judge. I'd ask the court to consider releasing him with a special condition of no victim contact. The victim notes in the probable cause affidavit she did not seem to be very anxious to prosecute the case. She did mention to the officer that Mr. Newton had never been violent with her before. This was the first time something like this had happened. And he's been in now 12 days.
All right, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There's already a no victim contact order in place from Judge Cannon. Well, Mr. Newton, do you have somewhere else to live? Because there's a no contact order in place.
I was told I could possibly get all my stuff together. I was trying to move when all this happened. I was doing laundry. I was cornered in the laundry room. I apologize for all this.
Mr. Newton.
I don't want to hear about
Don't talk about the facts. The
case.
question was, do you have somewhere else to live?
I can attempt it when I get out. I've got friends I can talk to.
Well, the alleged victim in this case did sign a refusal affidavit and refused to take pictures, so I will release him to standard pretrial supervision, no victim contact, and I don't know if he needs to go to this location to pick up.
I need my dog.
Stuff. I will. Well, I'm not ordering you to pick up dog. Just personal items at this time, one time, with law enforcement.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Jordan Carson.
Mr. Carson
Your Honor.
had his probation reinstated on his other charge, and now the only thing holding him is this trespass, which he would like to resolve.
All right, does the state have an offer for Mr. Carson?
State's offer would be an adjudication, time served, no return to this address.
Okay.
I believe that's acceptable, Judge, based on my conversation with Mr. Carson earlier. Is that right, Mr. Carson?
I need to get some of my stuff from that residence.
I don't, okay, the offer to resolve your case, Mr. Carson, is adjudication and time served. So the question is, do you want to accept that offer to resolve your case?
Oh, yes, yes.
All right.
Judge, there was the caveat of the no return to that location.
Right.
He needs to return to get his stuff in the presence of law enforcement.
Right. I just want him to keep on track and answer the question that's been asked so we don't forget. The other part of the offer is that no return to the location. So I will sign an order to allow you to go one time with law enforcement to pick up whatever stuff you have, if you have stuff there, okay? All right, so with all of that said, do you wish to resolve your case with adjudication and time served?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Carson, do you understand everything that's going on here today?
Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No.
Do you need more time to speak with your attorney?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes.
All right. What plea do you wish to enter, Mr. Carson?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentence is adjudication and time served with no return to this location. Except that I will sign an order for you to appear once with law enforcement so you can pick up your personal items.
Okay.
Okay? All right, Brian Bowles.
Continue, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, what's the status with Mr. Bowles? This is an unusual charge.
Judge, Mr. Bowles has a no bond out-of-state hold. And the only thing preventing him from leaving is this charge for the $25 bond. And he's indicated to me he'd like to resolve this matter today.
Oh, I think Mr. Bowles, I think Judge Malika. Were you before Judge Malika this week, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right, so this is, Judge Malika had called me about him. Does the state have an offer for him? All right, so Mr. Bowles, the offer is adjudication and time served. Do you wish to resolve the case with that sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. And do you understand everything that's going on here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand that you have a right to go to trial? By taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Yes, ma'am.
What plea do you wish to enter? Guilty or no contest?
I want to finish the matter today.
Right.
That'll be no contest?
Okay. All right. I'll accept your no contest plea. Find that it's freely and voluntarily given. And your sentence will be adjudication and time served. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Do we have, did I miss anyone? Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Nordalis.
Oh, he's...
That's the one. You called and then we got put on recall for the interpreter.
All right, Mr. Nordalis. All right, Mr. Nordalis was arrested on March 17th. He's got a total bond of $1,000.
Correct, Judge. It's a possession of cocaine. Mr. Nordalis has no other things open or holding him. just this, Judge. Right now he's living with his parents here locally in Pompano Beach. He's working. He works in landscaping. He has a 2-year-old son that he wants to get out there for. Judge, it happens to be his birthday today, so we're asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Nordelis on this nonviolent offense on pretrial release.
Okay. All right, so I see that, they're putting it on the judge to give Mr. Nordelis a birthday present. That's how I heard that. All right.
That's some really good lawyering.
All right, Mr. Nordelis, I am going to release you to pretrial supervision. You will have to do random drug testing.
Convocation of pretrial. They're going to be released really late today. You have to go there first thing tomorrow morning. Thank you, Judge.
Well,
take care.
All right, do we have anyone else?
Yes, I have somebody left at North Broward. Marlon Meggett.
What happened here? Marlon? That's because we go back and forth. Yeah. Marlon Meggett.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Mr. Meggett is, he's got petty theft and drug paraphernalia. He was arrested on March 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if I have paperwork on Mr. Meggett.
I have a...
Tell me.
Here. It looks like the defendant's being referred to mental health court as of today, and that there's a mental health specialist at the jail today that should be taking a look at it.
Did I sign an order to transfer him to mental health court? Because if that's if that's the case that there are mental health issues, I'm going to deny the ROR at this time.
Nah, we're not deny that. We don't need to go to mental health court. We don't need no denial.
All right, well, I've denied it, so you'll go before your division judge. Okay?
You have 2 other felonies pending, Mr. Meggett. You have court on April 18th.
Why are you talking about putting me in mental health court? I've never been in mental health court a day in my life.
Well, they'll make that determination once you see the judge, okay?
But I'm saying, I'm not in mental health court. I never been signed to mental health court, period.
All right, well, it's an evaluation, so you're going to go and they will make a determination there, or you will make a determination when you get there.
So when do I go to mental health court?
I don't have the court dates.
His next court date is April 18th on the felony cases.
He has felony cases?
He has 2 felony cases pending.
Okay.
Why you had to mention something about a mental health court? I ain't never been in mental health court a day in my life. What are you talking about?
All right, sir, don't worry about it. You'll work it out.
Hey, you got me bound. You got me stuck here.
All right, do we have anyone else? Did I miss anyone? Timothy Law? What page is he on? All right.
You have Michael James, Your Honor?
Michael James. Which docket is he on? Oh, well, is Michael James still here? Right, but he's supposed to be here. There's no one over there.
Yeah.
This was a 24-hour, 48-hour perfection? Is that what this is? I don't think, there's no one else over there. And I'm sure Mr. Romero has left the building. Uh-oh. We may have to reset Mr. James. I didn't know that you had a perfection. Oh. Okay. All right. James? All right, Mr. James, you're brought before the court. There are two charges, distributing or delivering cannabis and distributing or delivering THC. And it's been brought back to me for perfection. I have been provided the information that it was, both substances were tested. And so that's the only change that I need to advise you of. The bond amounts are the same at $1,000 on each count, and I will sign the probable cause affidavit today, okay? All right. All right, good luck, sir.
Pleasant evening, everyone. See you all later. Thank you, Madam Clerk.